Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR Main, and we have some absolutely wonderful Zelda for you. We're going to be doing some Z2R. It is round 4 of the tournament, and I'm just going to go ahead and pass it over to our absolutely awesome commentators.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marai, and I'm joined by Melee Wizard here in the booth. How are we doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing all right.
As we were just discussing before going live, it is Melee Wizard is obviously an older name. Some of you older viewers and players may know Melee Wizard from previous tournaments and whatnot. So it's very nice to have the old guy come back and do a little commentary.
Feels weird being referred to in that way. But either which way, we've got ourselves a round 4 Swiss match between Ellendar and Paratroopa, I believe it is. I don't know these runners' records off the top of my head offhand, but it should be an interesting matchup regardless.
This is actually a pairing that was up and down. So Ellendar is currently 1-2, and Para is sitting at 2-1. I'd say both of them are pretty equally matched here. So we'll have to see. You know, we're in round 4, so we'll have to see what the seeds got for us and how well they handle it.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, Max Rando being what it is. Who knows what the overworld will look like? Who knows what the runners will have starting off? All that wonderful good stuff.
Yeah, good old Max Rando. It could be simple or it could be a nightmare. Sometimes there's an in-between, but not always.
Yeah, I think when it comes to randomizers in general, I think these settings just has the biggest variance regarding possible difficulty, possible length of seed amongst really anything out of any randomizer under the sun.
Yeah, I agree. And we constantly talk about how Zelda 2 has such a phenomenal randomizer in terms of what it can do to the entire game and all the items, the overworld, the layouts, the terrain, everything involved, palaces included.
Well, looks like the flag has been dropped, so our runners should be underway momentarily.
That hash might have something to do with the way the seed is going to feel.
Oh, okay then. So yep, our runners are starting with the jump, shield, and spell. We got candle, raft, cross, hammer, 1 gem, 2 lives, and 3 bars of health.
Yeah, those 2 lives are going to be punishing. We constantly talk about this where it's just, you have 2 lives, you get the first life in reserve, and that's it. You're on your final life after that.
Yeah, so we have randomized vanilla Western continents, and we've got Palace 4 nearby here in the swamp.
We've been getting a lot of these vanilla shuffles lately, and they've all played out a lot differently. And this is a particular biome that requires you to have some vanilla knowledge to know where to look and what to do with some of these tiles.
Though having shuffled vanilla does kind of help because it helps the the caves and such. It kind of points them out better than if it was straight vanilla.
Yes.
Case in point here at Bagoof's Forest. And there we have the magic container cave. Oop, and a Daira with a low ceiling. Ooh, that's always fun. Although one thing, I don't know if we saw the runners check for it when I scouted out. I believe they have down stab and up stab. So, yep, seeing that from Ellendar there. So at least that'll help in the combat front.
Yeah, one other thing that helps here is having this, we were just talking about the vanilla shuffled biome, having the hammer to get through those boulder blocks early on is just going to open up the continent for the most part.
And Ellendar going into Hammerlock Cave, and it's P-Bag Cave, and Paratroopa finding a P-Bag. Well, it might be worth a good bit. No, it's not. Sorry, let's refresh that.
Yeah, I had to refresh twice and I couldn't catch up to you. I don't know how you're so far ahead.
It happens.
Anyway, what I'm seeing is Para just about to leave out of Magic Container Cave here. Ellendar took a death and is heading back in.
And Para finds Trophy Cave.
Yeah, this candle start is also pretty nice as well, with just 3 heart containers and 2 lives. So again, they've got some nice starting items for sure. But we'll see. We'll see if they can find any heart containers in the near future, or if they're going to need them at all.
Let's just see if our runners can find anything, really, because we've been finding nothing for items. All we've been finding are V-Bags so far.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the leveling strategy between the two of them. Sometimes some people on the low heart container starts that like to go high life levels to get that defense up, or sometimes you like to go high attack to make sure that you can kill things before they can even get an attack off in your direction.
And an encounter like that Ellendar just had makes you really glad that you're starting with down stab, because holy crap, that was a thing. And Ellendar finds the back end of Saria, and it has jump.
Yeah, something that, again, when it comes to vanilla shuffled, Saria becomes a connector, potentially. So Bagu may actually be required at some stage.
Mm-hmm.
Ellendar digging into the magic container cave that we saw Para in just a moment ago. A little bit of slowdown on Para's side there.
Oh, when you've got that many big enemies all in one spot, yeah, that tends to happen.
Got a few things on screen.
Couple Dairas, couple Goriyas. Yeah, nothing to worry about, right?
Handled nicely.
And that palace ended up being, at Bagu's Forest, ended up being either 3 or 6, and there's Mido with Thunder.
Well, yeah, I was going to say they already start with the downstab technique, so I guess we're just going in for the hint here.
Mm-hmm. Valuable information, if nothing else.
Yeah, for anyone, we always like to point some of these things out. For anyone not familiar with this, who just runs standard vanilla 2, in these max rando flags, this is going to be where Thunderbird may not actually be required in Great Palace. He will be there somewhere placed in the palace layout itself, but whether or not Thunderbird is actually blocking the path to Dark Link is completely up to chance. So whether you go in with Thunder, whether you take a gamble on that, that's up to the runners themselves.
And it said he said the medicine was on Maze Island. So
with what is 1 gem again, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, with 1 gem, I don't know if we're going to see a Maze Island unless we're forced to go there. We might be taking some gambles.
Like I said, we haven't really found too much here in the west so far.
It's interesting both of the runners came in this direction to show us both the same thing. Sometimes we have some divergence, but not this time.
Yeah, we hadn't seen anything past any of the major hammerlocks so far.
Yeah, I made this argument the other week in one of the previous rounds, but I guess because Bagu's Woods has so many points of interest where shuffling can occur, there could be so many caves that are useful palaces and whatnot right in this area. So this is probably the best place to check right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. So one other factor of the Max Rando, as you can see, they started with 3 heart containers. There is no guarantee that that all 8 are even available. So for all we know, they might just be stuck with 3 for the duration.
That's what makes this great.
Makes it so much fun when you start with 1, which yes, that can happen.
That's happened a few times now in this tournament so far. We're only in the Swiss rounds.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. It's a good test of one's combat abilities, for sure.
Without a doubt. So we're just seeing the same steps covered as Para leaves the P-bag/pillar cave here that we saw Ellendar in earlier. Ellendar in what was the slow motion Matrix style encounter on Para's side just a moment ago as well. So we're just kind of covering each other's tracks as we go along. We'll see if Ellendar continues to head to the southeast here as Para is, or if Ellendar decides to go north.
And there's a cave. That's Heart Container Cave.
The other tricky thing about the vanilla shuffled here is when the caves are connectors, they can be pointing in any direction. They don't have to go necessarily in the direction they're pointing, even if that flag is enabled. So if they find something like Paratroopa Cave, Jump Cave, whatever, that could lead to some distant corner of the map somewhere that they may have to actually explore.
We found an item! It was a magic container, but still, we found an item.
We'll take it.
Yes, magic is more often than not worth getting.
Oh, yeah. And with the low gem seed, they might not have the opportunity to get a lot of levels, so the more magic they can get, the more magic they get, better.
There's a trip to Death Mountain.
Both sides had a trip to Death Mountain there. One of them was a complete dead end, and the other one seemed open.
Oh, I didn't even see the one Ellendar found.
Yeah. Did Parrot check across the bridge there in the southwest?
He did not cross the bridge, no.
Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything there.
Ellendar finding Paratroopa Cave.
With a friendly Dyra to greet them in a low ceiling area.
Mm-hmm. Question in chat. This is vanilla shuffled. Oh well, that's the other end of the bridge, and that's Raruru, and that's fire, and Ellendar is not interested. Question in chat. This is vanilla shuffled west. We have not seen the east yet, so we have no idea what that one is yet. We've seen a brief glimpse of Death Mountain, but not much else. Well, there's the trophy.
I forget what was in Rudo. Did we see Rudo yet? All I remember is
I thought we saw Raruru.
Yeah, that was just fire. Yeah.
Yeah, so we hadn't seen Ruto yet.
Yeah, Ellendar dipped out of this area here. Ellendar came to the north, hit the Paratroopa Cave, and then got transported down to the south side of the west here, where he's exploring, not finding that grass tile. Who knows if that if Rudo might be fairy or something like that, and that might be a slight advantage that Para's currently got.
All right, so I believe this is Medicine Cave that Para's in.
This is one of those caves where downstabbing the candle helps immensely at these lower levels. Although, wow, they do have a lot of levels at this point already, less than 10 minutes in. So,
they were able to find some 300p bags.
Yeah,
I want to say there's at least one 300 in the item pool.
Okay.
In the drop pool, so that'll help.
All eyes on Para as they're about to show us what's in here.
Another magic container.
Also, keys in the drop pool. We'll see if any bold plays get made. Maybe someone's going to jump into a palace without fairy, without the magic key. If they feel they've got enough keys in their pocket.
Yeah, with the way these palaces can be laid out, just with rooms being from who knows what, keys could definitely be an issue.
It's gonna be a heart. This is a heart container cave. Yeah, this is a heart container cave for Ellendar over here. First magic container. Are we missing a cave still? An item cave on the west? I don't think so.
So we can see people's trackers on our end from Paris side. Looks like we found all the items outside of Death Mountain.
Oh yes. So I don't know if we've encountered the raft tile yet.
Oh, okay. So Rudo was fire. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it was Raruru that we hadn't seen yet.
I was saying that.
I guess that would make sense that Ellendar didn't dig fire out of here because he didn't have the trophy yet.
Yeah, yeah. Because fire is usually an early game. It's a good early game gamble to take because it could be something very useful.
Mm-hmm.
We started with the raft, and I'm wondering where the raft tile is. We've been doing some checks on the bridges, but we haven't seemed to have found the raft tile yet. So it may be hidden in the Paratroopa Desert area where P1 normally is in vanilla, and I wonder how we get up there. Whether it's a cave, whether it's the other side of Saria, still yet to be discovered.
Yeah, because we hadn't been to the desert yet. I don't think we had seen Jump Cave yet.
I believe you're correct on that.
Oh, apparently fire is linked to fairy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, then.
Ellendar is going to want to get to that grass tile, and they're headed over in that direction. They know he's still got some stuff over there. He's going to find that soon enough and hopefully head back to Rando ASAP. We saw, as you pointed out, 3 or 6 there in Bagu's Woods. 4 right by start. No reflect spell, though, and I don't know what our third palace is here.
I don't think we've seen it yet.
Yeah, everything could be hiding either on the island palace area or Paratroopa Desert, it seems like. Or maybe even on the other side of Saria Vanilla, that little section down there. I don't know if we've journeyed that far down to see that.
Yeah, we hadn't seen what was beyond the river there.
Just outside of reach on Parasite, though, there's a cave that leads down there. So I don't know if we're going to see it right here, down.
That's another bridge. I'm thinking one of these bridges probably leads to the Paratroopa Desert.
There is a bridge. We've seen that bridge in play earlier in this tournament so far. So some of our Ellendar at least knows that this bridge exists. I don't know if Para is 100% familiar with that connector bridge that can lead to different places on the map. But we'll see if that bridge once again comes into play. It's not too often, but when it does, it really throws people off.
And looks like on the level front, our runners are more or less even. Para just getting life 5.
Speaking of this bridge, I believe this may be our bridge that you were talking about here.
And did Para not have enough magic for fairy? Maybe. Yeah, probably not, because that's a bit expensive for fire right now. Nope, that just leads to there.
Oh. All right, so it could be our Saria link then to the Paratroopa Desert area.
And I believe we already have the spell out of here, so we don't have to worry about that. We can just skip past all that. That was Barba Slithers with what now? I missed it.
The boots.
Oh wow, boots and 6. Eek. But the town leads to the island, and that's the raft spot.
Oh wow!
And the raft spot goes to Maze Island. Okay. It's not vanilla, and we found an item already. And let's see what we got.
We have a hint for something in the maze. Oh, that's the medicine. There it is.
And there it is, yeah. Mido was thunder, was it not?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be... It's good insurance so that you'll have one less reason to have to leave GP once we get there.
So it looks like Paratroopa Desert does hold our third palace. I do wonder if that's going to be GP, but still got 4 palace locations left, 3 in the east, 1 here in Maze Island that we've not seen yet.
Ellendar heading into... Is that Paratroopa? That's...
It's either... I think it's going to be Reverse Fairy.
Yeah, that's Reverse Fairy, yeah. I was thinking Paratroopa, that there's way too many enemies in there for that.
Also seeing our connection to the east there on Maze Island is going to be a Maze Island bridge.
Yeah, if Paratroopa had gone into that palace, I did not see what it was.
It was the 3 or 6 opposite of whatever's in Beggar's Woods.
Great options, especially when you only have to do one. Oop, and we are indeed the reverse
Nice.
fairy cave led to the desert. I'm guessing that other cave is probably the jump cave.
Yeah, that's my guess as well. And that probably leads to the opposite side of where Saria is in vanilla.
And palace sighting, and it is 5. Ugh. So we've seen 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wonderful game.
Yeah, so I was, the thing that might have kept would have put maybe Ellendar back a little bit closer to Para is having this knowledge that this would have been GP. Unfortunately, it's not GP, so GP is going to be in the east, and Para is well on their way over there at this point.
And Ellendar is going through Jump Cave, which should take us back down to like the post Saria area, which I think that might have been where Rauru was. Just from lack of any other options.
Yeah, I don't know. We never got the chance to see what was down there. But you could be right. I don't know where Rauru was.
Tara finds the other item, and it's the glove.
These are all big plays right here on Para's side here. This is going to put them, give them a very good lead over Ellendar currently.
Oh, and we got 1-ups in the drop pool. Very nice. Especially when you're starting with only 2 lives.
Yeah, that is actually pretty big. We haven't seen a lot of them, though.
And looks like the east is a wonderful random mess. Gotta love it.
Yeah, it looks like it's either going to be mountainous or vanilla-like.
I did not see what that spell was for Rauru.
It's going to be Reflect.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe it's worth... Yeah.
Well, considering that Pals 4 is right there near start.
Exactly, that's what I would be thinking. Unfortunately, Ellendar still hasn't headed back to Rando to turn in the trophy and doesn't have the fairy spell. But depending on how many keys they have saved up, maybe we'll see an out of logic dip in the P4. It's got 3 keys. Oh,
and oof, Paratroopa taking a game over in the east.
Yeah, that's quite a trek back. That is to Saria, through Saria, to the raft tile, over through Maze Island, albeit not that long of a Maze Island to get to that bridge, and then back to the east again.
Now, Para did not go through that one cave south of King's Tomb, south of the King's Tomb spot, so might end up heading that way and or meanwhile, Ellendar going back to start. See, with what our runners know, I'm curious to see where they're going to go from here.
Yeah, Para is doing reverse fairy as well, so they'll be able to figure out. They'll see what is in the Parappa Desert area. I'm glad that was still on their mind as well, because you're in the east, and then you die in the east, you might want to just beeline back to the east at that point. And it's good knowledge. It's good to know at least that this isn't where GP is going to be. It won't be sitting in the back of your mind thinking, I missed the palace on the west. What was that?
Meanwhile, Ellendar is dipping in, doing some exploration in Death Mountain, and we see a spectacle rock. It's behind a single cave. Oh boy.
Yeah, it almost looks like we're going to have to go south and then come back up. Yeah, unfortunately, Ellendar not heading back to Rudo, not getting the fairy spell, not seeing Bagu hidden somewhere, and not thinking that Usaria is the connection point to the final spot on the west that he hasn't seen, and that's where his raft tile awaits him. Good old vanilla shuffled, always keeping things, always keeping the runners on their toes.
I mean, even just straight vanilla can throw you off sometimes because Gunzo's, until I started playing the game again recently, I did not actually know where that first P-bag cave in the east was in vanilla. I did not. Yeah. I didn't realize it was near the River Devil. Probably because I had never had a reason to go there in the vanilla game. So. Oh boy! So both of our runners are exploring through here. Ellendar still making his way through Death Mountain.
Yeah,
trying to find anything really.
He sees this speck rock, and he knows that these caves, with this flag set, the caves are going to take you in the direction they're pointing. So he's just trying to get underneath speck rock, and he got there, but it looked like all the caves that would have led you north to the speck rock location were actually on the west side of where he was, and he was blocked out of there. So he's going to try this cave to get him down to that side. So weird Death Mountain. I think we're going to see a reflect. Oh no, this is Raru. Yeah, this is Raru. So we're going to see a reflect pickup here on Power's side.
So having the glove on hand, that would be that one little extra incentive to maybe dip into a dungeon or something, into a palace or something, since you don't have to worry about glove blocks anymore.
Yeah, at this point with the glove, with the fairy spell, and reflect in hand, I would probably be trying 4 if I thought I had enough magic to cast both fairy and reflect. That might be a problem, especially with 2 lives, relying on on death abuses to keep casting fairy. That might be a problem.
Key and spectacle rock.
Wow. Well, that's going to negate that high cost fairy currently. So that's huge. Both of our runners finding a way into palaces. We'll just see at this point who gets what done first.
Not to mention we hadn't seen any of the palaces in the east yet.
Yeah, so what are we looking at? We're looking at 1 GP and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Para is heading into 4.
Yeah, I'm going to try to keep an eye on when Para brings open the menu to see how much fairy and reflect are. I'm currently sitting at 96 magic, so we've already seen fairy is still pretty expensive unless they got a magic level since then and it's been brought down. I'm not sure.
I don't think they have.
I don't think so either, but oh, that's right. They do have a few keys in the drop pool, so both of them have any keys here.
And that went so fast I didn't even see.
Yeah, I had looked over at Ellendar's screen to see what palace he was jumping into. There's 3 or 6 here.
And honestly, with these layouts, I probably won't even know what they are. And item in 4 is a heart container.
Yeah, that could be big. Para's finding all this stuff very early on. It's all just kind of working out for her just in this routing. It's working very well. Oh, no. We start with jump. That's right. Ellendar is in a jump or fairy blocked room.
Yep, we started with jump, shield, and spell. Thankfully, jump isn't that expensive anymore.
That's true. I did just see Ellendar open up his spell menu. Did not. Oh, he doesn't have fairy though. He doesn't have fairy.
These doom knockers are always such a pain.
Yeah, having to take that force damage. Again, 2 lives coming into play here, losing that 1 life early on, and then having to find Karak and having to make sure that you have enough to cast Reflect by the time you get there. Because she's already wasted 2 keys, had at least 3, as we noted earlier. I don't know if any more were found in the drop pool at this point, but they seem to kind of be lying around at times if necessary. One might be in this room.
Oh, indeed there is. Reflect was 33. I think Fire was 31. And Paratroopa still has 3 keys on hand.
Okay, wow, yeah, still good in the key door position that they're in.
And oh, just enough.
Well, look at this life. They can't take a hit. If Karak trolls her in the corner and smacks her, that's going to be a game over.
Yeah, that would suck. But at least it doesn't take that long to get back to here. Oh no!
That was the final hit too.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Wow.
And really, there was not much you could do there, because as RNG reliant as Karak tends to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ellendar in P6, though, as we can see from those windows, the jail bar windows, having to dig around and try to find Barba in this P6 could be a task for sure, as they've been in there for several minutes and still has not really found much of anything.
Not to mention, there are the boots to be had in here.
Very
and
true.
For all we know, GP might be locked behind him.
Yeah, that heart container in P4 that Para picked up is nice, but we haven't seen a lot of the east, so there could be some river, there could be some lake, there could be something that does block us from GP.
Not to mention the ever so lovely Death Valley.
Yeah, Ellendar's going to have to find that raft tile, though. The only way to do that is going to be with Bagu or Fairy. So even though he's likely going to be placing this gem here in 6, he's still got some work to do. And then the glove on Maze Island, he's still got a good bit of walking around and figuring this out. Still left to do.
Para was able to get past the Doom Knockers without taking a death this time.
There's actually a jar in that statue head there on Para's side, not stabbing it there. Some statue heads have the jars, others don't. Although, heading back now. Oh, wants to fight the Doom Knocker. Hates Doom Knocker.
Or just wants the pea bag that's only worth 20.
This could be dangerous though. That's it, yeah.
Well, I mean, okay. Para must have grabbed an extra life at some point. So it does have 2 lives still.
Yeah, might be trying to double level here, hoping maybe Karak gives a lot of experience. As we saw, the Doom Knocker does jump up into the bricks here, so you can get an easy kill as long as you don't get smacked when he jumps up again.
Karak gives around 500-ish.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't know is vanilla values for bosses and whatnot. And when it comes to this average experience flag set, they can roll up or down 2, is it? I think maybe it's just 1.
2 sounds about right.
Oddly enough, as much as I play this, I don't really pay much attention to the experience values. I just kill things and go.
Karak just wants to give Para a hug.
Oh, Ellendar jumping into 4 as well now, unable to find Barba in P6, and so, going to be grabbing his heart. Unable to find the boots in 6, too.
And Karak is down. Give 700. So that is indeed a double level. Fortunately, probably not the attack level like Para might have wanted, but 4, 5, 6 is still not bad. That is the 1 gem.
Man, I was just trying to watch the menu like a hawk, and I can't see it when it happens so quickly like that.
What were you watching?
The menu to see the spell cost now that Para's on Magic 5. I saw nothing at all.
Even when you're watching for it, you never know when they're actually going to go into the menu.
Exactly.
And Ellendar is pretty much right on the path to Karak as well, though gonna have to take a death to get that magic back.
Yeah, it's in the statue head. It's in the statue head behind him. I promise.
I never remember to check those things anyway by myself. So. Hey, these fire placements.
Yeah, there's two ways to do it. I mean, I guess there's three ways. You could just body it, or you could grab the little edge like Ellendar was doing. Or if you're fancy, you can get actually a full jump that just hurdles over them, but it's got to be a very clean jump to get over those pieces of fire. Pieces of fire? Pieces of fire. Sure. Oof. Well, they had to, that's right. He had to take that death.
Using shield for safety.
Yeah, at this point, Para has a pretty good lead here. Has the medicine and the glove out of Maze Island. Has already come back, turned in the medicine for Thunder if it's required. Has this knowledge of Saria. Has Fairy. Has all this stuff.
Oh, geez, that fire spell got real cheap for Magic 5.
Nice.
Went from like 32 to 15-ish.
Oh yeah, I see that on the bar. That's right. You know, I wonder if Ellendar's not heading back to Rudo for the simple fact that he knows it is fire and doesn't want to just go back and take that gamble because it's not just straight up fairy, right? So that could be a thing.
It's Para heading back to the east. Fortunately, not heading to Death Mountain because that's where the magic key is. But we don't have to. Unless we have another required item somewhere, P6, keys may not be that big of a thing, so the magic key probably isn't that big of a concern for Para. It might just be trying to hunt down GP at this point.
Yeah, especially with keys in the drop pool. There is a room in GP. There are actually two rooms in GP that have key doors in them in the randomizer. One of them cannot be ferried through, and the other one can. So you will need a key to get through the one room, if it's even in there to begin with. But with keys in the drop pool, I think
that should not
be walking in there. Yeah,
I think Paratroopa still has some keys left after doing 4.
Unfortunate Ellendar. I don't know if he's seen both sides of the Death Mountain caves. He must think that perhaps the Maze Island Bridge is in here. He knows the raft tile is on the west. He knows that logic when it comes to Vanilla Shuffled, always having the 2 caves and the raft tile.
I know that the Maze Island. Where was the path to Maze Island again?
It was Fire Fairy or Bagoo through Saria to the Island Palace area in Vanilla.
That was the path to the east.
Well, that's the path to Maze Island, and then Maze Island has the Maze Island Bridge.
Oh, right.
So it's this whole chain that Ellendar has no knowledge on currently, and this is going to be something that, unless he really figures this out very quickly, gets out of Death Mountain, that this is probably what's going to end the race for him on his side.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's just going very much in the wrong direction. The only thing that can really save him right now is if he can find Hammer Cave and it being something that would be required, which at this point could only be the loot, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I mean that's a big gamble.
Yeah, because we already have Thunder knowledge. And we pretty much have all the other items of significance here.
We're going to see what's in this item cave here, though.
It's another heart container. Always good. Ellendar hitting another dead end and just up-Aing out.
Yeah, it's like you almost got to think that when it comes to Vanilla Shuffled West, and even maybe the East, you kind of need a checklist of things to go down to make sure you've double-checked or just triple-checked everything on that list. Because something like the Saria connection, something like that bridge connection, are only things that are really mainly useful on this Vanilla Shuffled. Saria can still be a connection, of course, but you always see the two sides of Saria in any other map. Whereas in this particular map where everything's shuffled around, you don't even know where the other side of Saria is until you kind of clean out everything else in the continent. And you're like, well, it must be hidden somewhere where I need to go. But then again, it is something that runners can forget about repeatedly, as we see Ellendar back in Death Mountain.
Yeah, just committing to this Death Mountain play. It probably has forgotten about... I think they've probably forgotten about Ruto at this point.
The thing is, Ellendar has been burned a few times. Well, I don't know about burned, but I guess has experienced several of these tournament races where Death Mountain had the answer for the connectors. And so I wonder if he's just going to kind of be digging around in here thinking that the answer is in here somewhere.
And, Para is actually fighting, I don't know if they're, I've been calling them Lizalfos for a while. I don't know if that's actually what they are, but...
We call them Lizalfos as well, but I think they're actually technically named Giru or something like that, but we call them Lizalfos.
Ooh, okay. Old Kasuto with the life spell. Nice that we start with the cross. And 3 experience away from a level.
Okay, Ellendar did get out of Death Mountain and is walking around now. Probably going to be checking town areas here? No?
No, it's going back into P6.
And this is going to be just for the item at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he think. Did he get the hint for the boots? I don't...
I don't know. I know we saw it. I don't remember who we saw get that hint, but I know that hint is there.
It might be that he still thinks Death Mountain, but maybe he wants to be on the coast. This Death Mountain does have a coast to it. Maybe he wants to walk up and down the coast and find that hammer cave, and the boots might make that easier.
Unfortunately, with the vanilla layout, it's pretty much be the same boots accessibility, which on in the West is pretty much none. And there we have the water towel, not that we can do much about that right now.
It's going to be water tile, flute, three-eyed rock, GP, and Ellendar is going to come from way behind to make that happen.
There's a town for Para.
See a lot of water. I don't know if we're blocked on this side just yet, though.
I don't think there's much else to go here. Well, it's Darunia with legit fairy, and Para's just going to say no, not even going to go... Well, we already have upstab, never mind. And goodness knows, fire fairy is going to be cheaper than regular fairy anyway.
I'm gonna pick out a statement from chat. Mr. Big Picket Patrick there saying logically the connector can't be in DM. Raft is west to Maze Island or east, and then the bridge Maze Island to east based on the vanilla start. Is that? I mean, it's not a vanilla east, so can't the bridge also be in Death Mountain though, along the coast? I mean, Death Mountain doesn't have to have two the east doesn't have to have two connections from it.
Well,
I'm just not sure. I'm all for, when it comes to routing, I'm all for being more precise in my guesses that I make. So, my guess is that it could potentially be in Death Mountain still, but I would still have that Saria block and that missing raft tile on my mind.
And Ellendar found the boots, and Para is dipping into 3. Although Para might be thinking this might be 6.
Oh,
Maybe
very
it's
true.
Yeah, I think Para had seen the other palace, but just didn't explore any part of it, so it doesn't know which one's 3 and which one's 6 at this point.
Yeah, I haven't seen any windows in this one, so they wouldn't have any indication either. It's either going to be find the boss or see some windows.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't recognize the windows for each palace at this point, because I think it would only be relevant for 3 and 6, and that was a lot of that time was before these layout changes in the new version.
Yeah, 3 is going to have just some basic cross pattern, as we see right there.
And Para sees it, recognizes it for what it is, and gets out. So it's looking like those boots are actually going to be important here, because there's nowhere else to go in the east, at least from our perspective.
Unfortunately, Ellendar back in Death Mountain going to be checking this coast, as I thought. There's that cave. That looks like Hammer Cave right there. No? Okay.
Well, we had already seen Spectacle Rock. Or if you're... Yeah,
this one right here facing south. This is what my money is on. Nope, I guess not.
I would actually just be checking each one. I don't even have that thought of what direction are the caves facing. But I guess none of them are the right one, I guess.
At this point, Ellendar has to be thinking it's the raft tile. I need to find the raft tile on the west, but where could that be? And this is where like that checklist of vanilla, possible connections comes into play, and that Saria block that's just sitting there. I've forgotten about Saria blocks in the past, and it's something that's definitely burned me, and I would imagine that it's going to burn people in the future as well. So this could be one of those times where we're forgetting about the Saria block, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think Ellendar still has to get the fairy spell in order to even go that route.
Bagu should be available somewhere, but with the forest tiles scattered all throughout the continent, you're going to be checking everything. Like that forest tile that's just south there in the desert could be our Bagu. Or we're going back to Rudo. Is this Rudo? It is.
That was Rudo, but Ellendar does have the trophy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But Ellendar knows that it's fire and is just going to assume that it's not worth anything.
I don't know what I would do if I was in his shoes and trying to find Saria or some other clue. If I would gamble on fire, I don't know at this point. 45 minutes in, 46 minutes in, I don't know if I would make that call and just dip out of there and try to rush to wherever I thought the next bit of progression was. So I don't know if I can fault him.
Not even checking forest tiles either.
I think at this point, maybe he doesn't think Saria block right now. Maybe he's just looking raft tiles. He's looking for bridge tiles to check for raft interaction, and unfortunately, we know where it's at. And
chat brings up an interesting point. One that I was actually thinking about is fire linked with fairy. Would that be logical access, or would it be Bagu be the thing?
See, I don't actually know if fire-linked spells are into logic like that. I don't have that. I don't have that knowledge because there's also you can get across the Saria block with the dash spell and the jump spell combined, and I'm pretty sure that's not part of logic either. Even it's just kind of a trick that you can do.
Apparently, according to chat, apparently Fire Fairy is part of logic. Yeah, I think Ellendar is just confused at this point.
Yeah, he knows it's the backside of Saria at this point, and it's time to start looking for forest tiles.
Yeah, we've seen a few.
Hera's going to be done with this P6 soon and finding the boots in no time here as she continues to slowly clear it out. Tick-tock goes the clock for Ellendar here. Hell, Bagu could just simply be in Bagu's woods there and just kind of still masked, just in a slightly different location.
Possibly. There was the one at North Palace, the North Palace location. There was the one at P-Bag Cave location.
Yeah, he's checking forest tiles now for sure.
You know, I kind of appreciate have these kind of outdoorsy areas in palaces. I think it's a neat touch.
It definitely is. The outdoor Barba fight, we did just see that screen on Parasite, but didn't go to fight Barba because you can't place the gem. And then the outside bridges, and there's even a courtyard room now that's part of the community rooms that has some statues in it, things like that. Very cool stuff.
And Ellendar finds Bagu. It was at the P-Bag Cave.
So this is progression. Oh, as Para walks in to find the boots here, wow, Ellendar has to really kick it into high gear and magically have good searching on Maze Island for the medicine and the glove. Are they going to go back and turn it in for Thunder? Just gamble at this point. If I felt I was this far behind, I might just gamble on Thunder. It's a tough call.
It would be a nice bit of insurance to have, but
I don't know if he's got the time. He's going to go across here. He's going to hit the raft tile, and he's going to have to just go. He's got his gem placed. He needs to get moving onto the east. And as we see, Para technically steps behind Ellendar, but Ellendar still having to clear out Maze Island for at least a glove. Probably it's hard to you don't really normally want to go into GP without the glove, so. That's probably something they're definitely going to want to find.
Yeah.
But not having that knowledge, are we looking in Maze Island, or are we thinking maybe East Item Cave somewhere? I don't know. We'll see how fast Ellendar pushes through here. And we did just see the barber with the boots hint on the opposite side of Saria, so that's where that was. Para had that hint early on, and
Ellendar only found that hint now. Is probably thinking, "Thank you, game. I could have used that sooner." But a bit of a high-fiving here at Maze Island between our two runners.
Yeah, Ellendar getting a little trolled by that leak, the little spinny, grindy guy who comes from the floor, but sometimes the randomizer places them in a different enemy position to where they spawn kind of in the sky, so can really troll you when it just appears out of nowhere.
Alright, so Ellendar is looking for the items in here. We'll find that glove, and we'll be thankful to see it, and you're going to see some new territory here in the east. Heart container on the desert tile.
Yeah, so much for that 3 heart start being a thing in the long run.
And there's P1. Not the palace we wanted to see, so we're looking 50-50 shot at Death Valley, I think. Ellendar finds the glove.
Interesting. See, this is where you wonder: is it time to just go? Is it time to go, Ellendar? I don't know.
And chat is bringing up the thought 3-Eye Rock. We hadn't seen that yet.
Ellendar's gonna go. He's just gonna go. He's gonna skip medicine for Thunder. He's gonna jump onto the east here. Decides to go north, which is where Para was showing us there's some access points here. This is going to be a heart on Desert Tile.
Yeah, and looking at it's a P bag. 1,000-point P bag, though.
Wow. The thing is, though, the question, what are we doing in item cave still at this point? Should we not just be getting into GP ASAP? So I don't know if Para's still looking for something.
Yeah,
we're just kind of getting safeties.
Yeah, if nothing else, you see an item spot, you might as well at least look for it. It might be magic or health or something else that could be helpful. Oop, there's another palace. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Ellendar's the first one into GP at about 53.5 minutes. Alright, let's see how this place treats our runners here. As Para is just right behind.
Para's going to be coming in here with 6 heart containers. Ellendar only has 5.
So about 30 seconds separating our 2 runners here.
We'll see if Thunderbird is found, and in that case, Ellendar obviously is going to go the opposite direction. We'll see if Para then gets lured into a Thunderbird fight, and if it's not required, that could be something.
I don't think Para has Thunder.
She doesn't.
Oh, really? I thought, okay. The trackers on my end are both blank,
Oh, is that why you're slightly ahead? Are you still on the 2 dot? Does your URL start with 2 instead of 1?
2. Yeah, I should probably fix that, shouldn't I? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Neither did I until right before the race started. And my trackers weren't lit up, and I was like, what's going on? It's because we switched.
I was also noticing that chat was oddly blank. I had to have my own separate chat window up, so there we go.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, behind the scenes, we swapped from this the second channel over to the main channel because what was on the main channel ended, and then we had this free on the main channel, so we switched it over at the last second.
There we go, okay.
Anyway, both of our runners in the same room here. Ellendar's going to be pushing through.
If nothing else, it didn't stop me from seeing the runner, so I didn't question it. So whatever. Anyway, yep, got... Oh boy. Spicy chicken. Normally I like spicy chicken, but not in this case, and Ellendar takes game over.
Yeah, Para's on last life as well, so at least I think so. And this is where our 2 lives once again comes into play, taking all this damage.
Oh, wow, dodges the big bot too, wow.
Haven't seen this far in just yet. Para's showing us first elevator room here.
Ooh, that's a strong life spell too, nice. I think that was like 4 or 5 bars for that one.
Did Para just show us what was at the top of that elevator? I didn't even see.
No, I don't think so, no.
Oh, that could have been Darkling sitting right there.
It could have been, yeah.
Ooh. Glove required if this is the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of those key doors I was talking about earlier, this is one of those rooms.
And there's that's where the elevator goes. we got our answer there.
Yeah, if Dark Link is a little bit deeper in here, and assuming Thunderbird's not required, we're going to see probably a handful of game overs here as our runners kind of feel out the path and the routing and how to get through these rooms without taking too much damage.
Alright, taking a death. Still has one more life, though.
Got a red bird here. Could be another something bad in this little stairwell here. This is going to be a downstab room.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as something bad. Oh, geez, another one of these rooms. But it is a different one.
Another downstab room here.
One with somewhat better enemies in it.
Yes.
And, ooh, Ellendar takes another death at that one chicken room, and he's dipping out.
Wow, yeah, that's unfortunate. So Paris still has 2 lefts at this point behind them. So those could be the paths as well. Still haven't seen Thunderbird. Pretty timid Winter Solstice room here. This room could be packed with generators, so flying dots, flying heads, any of those things could be in that room, and even doubled up, which makes that room a whole lot of fun.
Another elevator.
Oh, loop. Unless it's a duplicate and a duplicate room tied together.
Yeah, I think he had walked all the way through the last one. Oh, yay. Good thing we started with upstab.
Yeah, I wonder if that big bubble is going to troll Para trying to get up through here. No, unfortunately, you got to leave 3 blocks, Para. 3 blocks to jump up.
Ellendar getting that medicine. And immediately heading out, most likely on a beeline to Mido.
That's interesting. So I don't know if Ellendar thought... I thought he dipped out, maybe, not confident enough to push through that tough GP, maybe going to go out and look for another heart container or something. But instead, I think what maybe just occurred to him is that, hey, medicine was Maze Island, medicine was Thunder, I don't have Thunder, and I'm going to go back and get that. So far, we don't have too trolly of a GP. The loops and the dead ends are all very close to each other. There's nothing that sends you down like a 13-room path that ends up in a dead end. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, this is definitely a new path here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You only have one shot at that.
Be an elevator at the end of this. Could be T-Bird. I mean, it can't be Darklink just yet. This is our only...
didn't get the... Oh, it takes a game over.
Ouch.
Didn't get that life spell off in time.
These 2 lives, very, very punishing. It's been brought up often that it's like even 1 or 2 heart containers with 5 lives versus 6 heart containers with 2 lives is potentially a better position to be in.
Para's dipping out as well. I wonder what her mindset is right now, what she might be looking for.
Yeah, I got shield, got jump, got life, fire fairy. I don't know. The thing is, with such a cheap fire fairy, well, I don't know. It's cheap, and so you want to abuse it, but at the same point in time, if Thunderbird's required, you're going to need enough for Thunder to cast, so... Everything kind of ties into the 2 lives. It's all just, you can't take the death abuses as often. You can't take as much damage. You've always got that just 1 life in reserve, and that's it. And,
Nukasudo. And has enough magic containers for this first item. What do we get? Just a pea bag.
We have spell, correct?
Yes,
we started with
it.
yeah.
I don't think Para checked the name of the spell here, but you know it's not fairy, so well I guess process of elimination. That's
I didn't even see the menu when it was open.
And
well,
it's the child. Well, I mean, yeah. Oh wait, yeah, the shield spell, that was the spell we started with, right? Which I think was actually spell, so go figure.
Yeah, so it must have been Para was looking for another magic container, another heart container, something that helps some survivability.
Yeah.
If you really want some survivability, do you go back to P1? Because P1 is going to be the smallest palace, quick and easy to dig if you want to try to find the item in there. I don't know if that's worth it, though.
And Ellendar back in.
Yeah, so it wasn't a resource issue. It was just simply that thunder spell was haunting them and thinking, well, I'm going to need it maybe.
Oh, jeez, this first room.
The thing here, without having the fire spell, you could just fire fairy this room and it would be almost, completely negated in terms of danger. Para's still looking around for stuff. This could be what really helps Ellendar here. I was going to say, we saw an orange bird knight in the previous room, and I was thinking, with upstab, those orange bird knights are disposed of very quickly, and we see that here on Ellendar's side in this room. Oh!
Ooh, nice shot.
Wow. Just far enough away to get it to respawn again after it fell into the lava.
Oh, wow. Chat does bring up the water tile being a potential thing.
Oh, that's true, yeah. We saw that pretty early on, didn't we? It was going to be in a different direction than where we headed to get the GP, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So it's like backtracking all the way back to the Maze Island Bridge, and then I think heading south or west from there.
Definitely not in this direction, though, I don't think. Or maybe it was there was a pass-through cave. Yeah, I think it was through the pass-through cave, yeah.
This cave should spit him out right on the other side of where he just came from. I didn't know where I'm totally lost on Parasite.
Yeah, this was kind of in the direction of oh dear, wow, Ellendar taking a drink. This was kind of in the direction of where Old Kasuto was.
Yeah, they've got a better bearing on the east than I do because she's here on the water tile now.
And it's just a pea bag, not even a good one.
Yeah, on Ellendar's side, you got to think that what's your threshold to where if you do poor enough in this first room that you just up an A and try it again. You can't take a death there. You can't afford a death in that first room, taking so much damage. You shouldn't get a death in the second room. With those 2 lives, man. We know there are 1-ups in the drop pool, but I don't think they're worth farming. I mean, how many of those did we see? We didn't see much of those.
No, I don't think so. I don't even remember if it was small enemies or large enemies.
I think it was large, but I could be mistaken. Some of the large enemies actually fit into the small enemy pool, oddly enough.
Oof, wound. Barely able to dodge that red bird knight there.
Ellendar's got my heart rate elevated over here, and I'm not even playing. These moves, very, very aggressive moves here.
Yeah, there's just... You got no room for error here. Which... I guess Ellendar is really thinking that same thing, considering he just completely ghosted Rudo.
Yeah, you know, coming back to that Thunder play, I almost wonder if Ellendar felt behind, and when he was in here, I almost wonder if he thought that Para was definitely ahead of him, and that maybe Para didn't have Thunder, and maybe it was a Thunderbird block, and that's why he went back out for Thunder. Because that's without seeing Thunderbird, it was an interesting play. I might have tried to dig for Thunderbird first. I don't know. I guess these are questions we'll have answers to in the post-race interview. Yeah, Ellendar in a bad position there. I don't know if we checked for a fairy in that elevator shaft room that's just below this room that Ellendar's in.
I don't think it was checked, no.
Because this is is less life. This is, I mean, that's it. If the wind blows too hard,
that's a game over. Yeah.
So
this is gonna be a thing. Someone's gonna have to break through. It's just a matter of what it's going to take to be able to do that.
Yeah, with the low lives and the big damage that they're taking, well, it's going to have to be like this slow dance. I think you're going to have to walk into some of these rooms and play it very slowly, very meticulously, and wait for the enemies to either suicide or jump over you, and then move on instead of trying to be too aggressive, because being too aggressive usually gets you in trouble, and I don't think they can afford that.
And Para has seen the most out of GP between our two runners.
Yeah, Para has the answer as far as we know. I don't think there was another way to go. It was going to be a left at, I believe, the second elevator, which we didn't see much beyond that.
Ooh. Do we have a fairy? Yes, we have a fairy.
Wow. Very nice.
That is some good information.
Okay, so yeah, so no fairy in this room. This is going to be our room that is just below the glove block, double glove block room here that Para's about to get back into, yeah. But still, like you say, just one more room down, that elevator shaft does have a fairy, so that's something... I don't know. If I felt like I was taking too much damage, if I needed to find some resources, that would be in the back of my mind for sure, to be checking these elevator shafts just for the hell of it. Because if there's a fairy there, well, that's big time. See, right there, that move with Para to just body the bird, I can't agree with that. I would have just tried to bring it backwards and try to dance around both of them.
Yeah, when you got both bird knights around, their movements aren't going to be synced. No way, no how.
You just got to ask him nicely. Yeah, Para's standing there. I don't know what I would do either. It's going to be like you just got to find the perfect timing, but...
So I think this is got to be where progress is. Because I think this is the only path left to us.
Yeah, Ellendar finding this loop here is going to take him back to this double glove block room. Not checking the elevator shafts for a fairy, though, in dire need of one.
Alright, we had seen this room already.
Oh yeah, chat keeps talking about it. I didn't know that Ellendar doesn't have the life spell. It's that Para has the life spell only, so that is big in this case. And here's our room that we need to see beyond on Para's side. I don't know how much thunder costs.
Decent bit, and we got another crossroads.
Ooh.
There's Thunderbird. Okay. Scouting out the other paths. I don't blame. Oh, there! Oh, Thunderbird
Wow.
required. Para has found Dark Link. GG.
Yeah, I do wonder if Ellendar had not gone back out for Thunder, maybe got a little bit more exploration in, a little bit more experience in these rooms, and was able to push through, not taking as much damage, if that would have been potentially a deciding factor.
And with that, Para finishes in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 6 seconds. And Ellendar promptly forfeits right afterward, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, there's nothing to prove here, and this is a pretty tough GP. Probably going to be banging his head against the wall for a little bit while longer if he wants to continue.
Yeah, at least this GP, it did not treat you very well. You definitely had to work your way to getting through this one.
Waiting to see if we're going to get some post-race interview action here.
I don't see a response from either of them yet.
Oh, we have them both in the...
yeah, they're both in the waiting room, actually. I don't know if I have the means of dragging them in. Nope. And we have both of our runners here. GG. Oof, that GP was kind of rude.
Yeah, I wasted like 7 minutes for no reason checking 3 items and not getting anything out of it just because I was like, I smell a Thunderbird required, and I don't like that I have to go this deep on this little. But it turned out T-Bird wasn't required, so I'm fine.
Yeah, GG's, by the way.
GG.
I'm curious, how far behind was I coming into GP?
You were the first one into GP by about 30 seconds.
What?
Yes.
I wasted so much time.
Oh, I mean, we both did.
Para found Maze Island long before you, but you had already found pretty much everything there was to be found. Para ended up going back for those boots out of 6, which you had already had by then.
Did you need the boots? Were the boots required?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't feel so bad about it then. I completely forgot about the Saria connector. I forgot it existed for just.
Oh, wait!
So what I did, I went to Death Mountain, and you couldn't get to the east end of the Death Mountain without boots. So I looked, and I'm like, oh, I checked I've seen all of the pass-through caves. I've checked the bridge connector. I've done all the connectors. I got the any key from Death Mountain.
I didn't.
And figured, this puts Dungeons in logic. I'm going to get the boots from one of them. Boots are going to put me to the bridge tile, and that's going to be how I progress. And I went into, I did 4, and I beat that.
Yeah, me too.
Then I went into 6 and looked for the item and found the boots. And then I went to Death Mountain. And I figured everything about this seed has been great. I've played wonderfully. And I go to the east end of Death Mountain, and it's nothing. And I'm like, I've lost this seed.
Where did you go then? How did you? I
rechecked the west, and you could see what both of the tiles are on the island if you sort of go down all the way along the coast. And I saw it was the bridge, and I knew the bridge was there, but I saw that the other tile was a town. And then it immediately clicked in my head, oh, I just have to find Bagu. This was the easiest thing in the world, and a pair is going to GG any second.
Although it turns out Bagu wasn't necessarily required, because Ruto had the fire spell, which was linked to fairy.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's in logic, but Bagu was like right next to the start.
Chat was saying that it was, but
I don't think that. I don't think
I'm with
Shuffle
Ellendar.
Fire is in logic, but Bagu was right next to the start. So I mean, whatever. Like I had access to literally every tile that was left, so Bagu had to be somewhere. But then I got into GP and I saw it was so hard, and I'm like, man, it's. I was kicking myself. I didn't check the second item in Maze Island because I thought, well, it's worthless. I got the glove, which was the main thing I was looking for. I'm just going to go. Forgetting that the second island was the item for Thunder. I should have grabbed it in the way. And I'm like, I'll go back and get Thunder. Like, I don't want to go through a whole bunch of mess only to find Thunderbird and be like, well, now I have to do this whole thing over again.
Yeah.
And just died a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, I checked the hint for the medicine, seeing that it was Thundertown. I'm like, I want to know where the medicine is. So I got that hint early, so I did look through Maze Island for the medicine. Although I think I found it before I found Power Glove. I don't remember, but so I got Thunder early. I got Fire out of Rudo, and that I just went through Saria like really early. Am I crazy, or did we not? I don't remember finding a third palace in Western Hyrule.
The third palace in the west was 5, and it was up at vanilla heart container. Up
I did actually find that. I just completely forgot.
Yeah, it was 4, 5, and 6 on the west. And
I don't know if I haven't found Shield Town either.
I found that. That was.
Oh wait, no, I did. That was Reflect. Gosh, wow, I'm so scatterbrained. Okay, so I did get out of Western. So yeah, I went to Saria like pretty early with Fire castable which was Fairy. But I don't know where I wasted time. I got the hint for the boots in 6, so I knew where the boots were. But I wasted some time in 4 because I had a game over on Karok, which wasted some time. And then I had the hint for the boots in 6, but I didn't know which one was 6. And so I tried the one on Maze Island first, which was actually 3. It took a really long time to confirm that it was 3, so I wasted a lot of time there.
You know where the hint for the boots was to let you know that they were in 6?
Saria.
Yup.
Yeah.
Got it immediately after I went through Saria and wasted all that. And it was funny. Just like, if I had just gone to immediately and checked this pass through, I would have. I literally face palmed, and I was like,
I decided not to go for the boots. I was just praying that boots wouldn't be required, but they were.
That's weird though. I saw like at least there were at least 2 pass through caves that led to that north. Was it just like weirdly cut off? I didn't see anything in the east. I just immediately went north.
One of them leads just to New Kasuto, which has nothing in it, except Child into Jump if you really wanted it, but that's not required.
You started with Jump.
It was Child Fairy.
What?
It was Child Fairy.
Child Darunia Fairy, yeah.
Oh, wait, we started with Jump?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, we had Jump the whole
was the, you started with Jump, Shield, and Spell.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had
3
Jump.
spells and feel bad about it. Yeah.
I didn't know I had Jump this entire game. Oh, well, that's fine. I didn't need it.
There was like
I don't know how I forgot that I had Jump.
There were 1 or 2 rooms in GP. It could have been reasonable.
Yeah.
How far was I off from GP?
There was one time.
I found, how far was I off from Dark? Like I saw like 3 left by that point. I was like,
It was pretty deep.
Yeah, there was still a few rooms out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I died. I had a game over just before I found Dark Link, unfortunately, which is when I left and spent 7 minutes grinding for items. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't feel bad when I lose because I make big mistakes. It's like okay, well, it's something to improve on, something to play better on, right?
Yeah. I actually feel like I played this really well. I'm actually surprised I wasn't the first in Death Mountain, but a Great Palace.
I'm also surprised. I for sure I was behind. I didn't think it was possible. Like seeing 2 pass-throughs and the boots being required apparently saved a ton of time because I just accidentally thought they were in logic.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, when you two were on your way to GP, you were pretty much high-fiving each other from Maze Island on.
So I guess I just had a better
then.
GP then?
Yeah, I had some.
Yeah. You having the life spell, finding that one fairy near the end helped you a lot.
Oh yeah, life spell would have been huge.
What were your levels? I was 466.
I was 4, 5, 6, I think.
Okay, not too much different than Magic 6 didn't really do much.
There wasn't a ton of XP to be gained elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only decision I had was I got a level's worth of
It'll take a little bit of time, but then 4 we'll have a nice easy boss kill. It didn't. I game overed, but
yeah.
I was like, well, 4's right there. I don't know where 1 and 2 are. So I just did 4. I was like, that's probably the easiest option for me. But I would have saved time if I just killed Barba instead, I think. That's fine.
Yeah.
Barba
I wanted to go through the town for the hints, and Reflect was right there, and I'm like, whatever, I'll grab it. And 4 was right next to the start, and I'm like, if I have to up A and do a palace, this is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it ended up being the easiest option. So yeah, that was a really interesting one. That was an interesting seed.
It was. I thought the logic I initially thought of having to find the boots to get to the east end of Death Mountain was, I thought this is going to be really cool, and then apparently it was totally differently really cool. So I don't know. This was a cool seed all around. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, it was. It was a tough one, but it was fun.
Yeah, 2 lives, man. 2 lives.
I feel like all of my runs have been 2 lives.
I feel like all the runs that I've been cobbing are 2 lives, just like every run this race.
don't like it.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a good bit myself. It's weird.
I mean, Max Rando, get a Max Rando, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get.
So unfortunately, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news here. Ellendar, this loss is going to knock you out of the potential spot.
I only have one question. And it's a very important question. Did Zardax win his round?
He plays on Sunday.
Okay, so if Zardax loses, or what is he at 2-1, or is he? He's
1-2.
He's 1-2. So if he loses, then I still have something to play for. So that's root of odd. I mean, like, I think all of our losses have been solidly my fault. So I'm gonna take my beats on this one. But I don't know. Maybe I need to practice Max Rando.
Max Rando's hard and variable. I feel like I've gotten pretty lucky in my runs. That's just how it goes.
But yeah, good luck to you in your next round, Para. Or you're 3-1 now. Yeah,
I am. Yeah, so I'm in. I get to chill for. Well, I still have to play, but I don't have to worry about it.
Chill is in air quotes. There's a lot of good runners at 3-1.
Less pressure.
Right, because 3 and 2 gets you into the bracket, right? You just get worse seating.
Yeah, 3 wins gets you in. It's last week. Yeah, chill in air brackets, but or air quotes, but still, yeah, it's for seating
less pressure.
Yeah. But GG's to both of you. Again, a very interesting. Probably worth watching back to see how it all played out. And once again, this is a race I had recently as well, where it was against Trails, where Trails found Fairy and I found the Magic Key, and it was open from there. Same thing happened here, where Para found Fire Fairy, and Ellendar, you found Magic Key, and that changed that opened it up for both of you in different ways. And it's always cool to see that when runners do different stuff and don't necessarily follow each other's footsteps for the entire race. So glad we could have that here in this race here today. But that's for me. If anyone's got any final thoughts.
Not really.
Okay, thank you, commentators and runners. It was quite a race. GG's to both of you. If you haven't already, please consider following Ellendar and Paratrooper. Also, thank you very much to our commentators, B-Rai and Melee Wizard. Trackers tonight were Krista and Cybrin. Appreciate that as well. Coming up next on ZSR, our next race will be tomorrow at 12:20 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be playing OTR with the winner's bracket versus G-Skate 8 versus Marco. And then on ZSR 3, we have Majora's Mask Randomizer weekly race. And then for you viewers, get ready. We're going to be rating some Johnny Bloody Thumbs here in just a second. Thanks for all watching.